The DJI Pocket 2 is a small, handheld camera that can shoot 4K, active track subjects, shoot motion lapses, and much more. Including a few accessories in your workflows can get you better shots with less effort. And in this video, we're gonna go over my Pocket 2 accessories that I use the most. Links to all these accessories, as well as some alternatives, will be in the description. Those are affiliate links that help the channel, so clicking those links will help me at no cost to you. But getting straight into it, my first accessory for the Pocket 2 is the do-it-all handle. My two favorite features of this handle are adding Bluetooth capabilities to this camera so you can use the Mimo app to control it remotely, and the ability to use a wireless microphone. The handle is included in the creator kit, so if you haven't purchased the camera, I'd recommend purchasing that kit to get this handle, the microphone, and some other helpful accessories. Again, if you're interested in a longer explanation and just some general tips and tricks for the Pocket 2, I'll leave a link to that video at the end of this video. My next accessory for the Pocket 2 are ND filters. ND filters aren't specific to just the Pocket 2, they are applicable to any camera, but since the camera on the Pocket 2 is so good, if you want to shoot cinematic looking footage, it's really important that you have ND filters in your kit. This camera has a fixed aperture too, so if you're looking to adjust your aperture to adjust your exposure, you will not be able to do that. So if you want to lower your exposure without touching your shutter speed, you're going to need to use a set of ND filters to do that. I've made a video about the difference between no filter, ND filter, and ND filter with polarization. So if you would like to learn more about those filters, I'll leave a link above and in the description below so you can check out a little bit more about it. I've been using the Freewell All Day Pack, which includes the ND 4, 8, and 16, as well as the ND 8, 16, 32, and 64 with polarization and a circular polarizer. They also sell the Standard Day Pack, which is just the regular NDs, or the Bright Day Pack, which is just the polarized lenses. Freewell did send me these to test out, but they did not tell me to make a video or even to use them. They just sent me them, and I decided to try these ones out with my Pocket 2, and they've been working out great so far. Honestly, I have not used the circular polarizer with this, but I have used the ND filters and the ND with polarization when I was out by the lake to cut down some of that glare off the water, and it did make a big difference, and I would recommend these filters. And I like that the case has magnets in it, since these attach to the front of the camera with magnets. The case is magnetic, and the filters just kind of magnetically go into where they're supposed to. So it's pretty cool. There's no like clips in it, so they're all just held in with magnets, and I thought that was a really nice touch. Freewell sent me these filters to test out, but they did not tell me to make a video or say anything about them. They're just the filters I've been using, and they've been working pretty well for me so far. In the past, I've used Polar Pro filters and had good results with my Pocket 1, but I haven't had a chance to use the Polar Pro filters with the Pocket 2 yet. My next accessory for the Pocket 2 is the phone and pocket holder. My favorite pocket holder is the PGY Tech holder, and I keep coming back to this one. I've tried multiple, especially like cheap ones off of Amazon, but I just keep coming back to this one because it's a nice aluminum design, and it keeps the stress off of my lightning port because it clamps my phone and the Pocket 2 together so well. It also has a cold shoe on the top and a 1/4-20 tripod on the bottom. It is a little expensive at $35, but like I said, I've tried multiple cheaper phone holders, like ones in kits on Amazon and eBay, but I keep coming back to this PGY Tech holder. My next accessory for the Pocket 2 is the extension handle. I'm typically against these kind of selfie style handles, but this extension handle is a really well thought out device, and it can be used as a selfie stick or a device that lets you shoot closer or farther away from your subjects without moving. That might sound kind of weird, but I was able to do some test shots with my buddy's car, and this handle allowed me to get closer to his car while I was filming. I did the same shot with my RS2 and my A7 III, and I had to get closer to his car to get the same shot. A great part about this extension handle is that you can attach your phone and use the camera wirelessly with the do-it-all handle. This is great so you can remotely control the camera. It is a little expensive at $69, but if you use your Pocket 2 a lot, this is a great addition to your camera. My next accessory is an extension handle for gimbals. I originally bought this to do fake jib movements with my Ronin a few years ago, but since the Pocket 2 has a quarter 20 on the bottom of it, you can also use this as a jib for your Pocket 2. It's a great addition to your kit if you already have gimbals already and you want to use this with your Pocket 2. If you purchase the extension handle, you can use this to do your shots. But if you have gimbals as well, it could be interesting to look into one of these handles because it is light, cheap, and you can just use this for both of your cameras. Obviously, you will lack all of the functionality that you have with having your camera and all of your controls at your fingertips with the extension handle, but this is much cheaper and you can use it on gimbals and the Pocket camera. And if you even need more of a dramatic jib movement, you can put multiple of these together and have a really long handle that can break down into a pretty small kit in your bag. You can buy these on Amazon for about $20 or $30. I've got a middle of the road $25 one, and I've had it for years and I have been happy with it. It's been through a little bit of abuse, but it still works totally fine. My next accessory is one that I mentioned in my Pocket 2 tips and tricks video, and that is a dedicated lav mic. If you have the Pocket 2 do-it-all handle and the wireless microphone, you're able to use these as a wireless mic, and you can plug this into either the handle or the wireless microphone and record audio much easier. It's a lot easier to conceal this clip-on lav mic than it is to conceal that giant box of a wireless transmitter they give you. The wireless transmitter records audio just fine, but if you want something a little bit more discreet, there's these nice cheap clip-on lav mics on Amazon. I will leave a link to this particular mic that I've been using for a while in the description below. Now that we're halfway through the Pocket 2 accessories, if you're enjoying this content, be sure to subscribe and like the video. I've been looking at my analytics lately and only 3% of you are subscribed, so if you're interested in camera tips, tutorials, and reviews, make sure to subscribe and turn notifications on to be notified when I post new weekly videos to my channel. My next accessory is one that I've loved using with my Osmo Pocket, and that is the charging case. The Pocket 1 charging case was something that I always took around with me because I loved being able to throw my Osmo Pocket 1 in this case, take it out, have a full battery, and just be able to use it however long as I wanted to, put it back in the case, and not have to worry about running out of battery. This is great while you're traveling to always have a fresh battery with you as long as you keep the case charged. The case also allows you to keep multiple SD cards and filters in it as well. Unfortunately, the Pocket 1 and Pocket 2 cases are not compatible with each other since the Pocket 2 is slightly bigger. I will be purchasing the Pocket 2 charging case when it comes available. At the time of recording, they're just out of stock on the DJI website, so when they get back in stock, I will be ordering one. If you want more protection than the case that's included with the Pocket 2 or even the charging case, there are other cases available as well. In my Mini 2 video, I went over my favorite messenger bag, which is the Peak Design Messenger, my favorite backpack, which is the Lowepro 450 AW2, and both of these options are great if you have a lot of accessories and other cameras and drones, but if you're looking for a more custom hard case, a guy named Scotty Makes Stuff sent me a few different cases for the Pocket 2. He didn't tell me to make any videos about them, but I thought I'd include them in this video since they were such a hit in my Mavic 2 accessories video. These are custom printed 3D cases, and they allow you to use your camera either with the do-it-all handle or with the standard handle. This is the larger handle that includes the do-it-all handle. He also has a slim handle that you can use with the do-it-all handle. These are pretty cool because you can use this and it gives you like some mounting points, but it also is like pretty handy to have a case that you can just take out of your backpack, screw off the camera, and just start shooting right away. These aren't really my style. I like to have my camera be as slim as possible since I like to take it around with me every day as a B camera and just always have it with me. But if you are using this as a camera or a camera that you just want to be able to put into a bag and not have to think about having a big camera bag, then this is a really great option for you. There are larger handles available or these slimmer versions that are just as protective. They're made out of the same material, but there's just not as much material. So this is a little more lightweight and these two are a little more heavy. So it really just depends on what kind of a camera you want to make the Pocket 2 when buying one of these cases. Like I said, I like to use the Pocket 2 in its smallest configuration possible, so I often use it without the do-it-all handle, and I will just be keeping it in my charging case. But if you guys like these cases, I will be giving away these 3 cases, so make sure to leave a comment below and let me know which of these cases you'd want to use. Either the large case with and without the do-it-all handle, or the slim case with the do-it-all handle. Be sure to comment below and follow me on Instagram to be entered to win. On my previous video, I mentioned in the comments that I'd be giving away some of the Scotty Makes Stuff cases that he sent to me, and the winner of the Mini 2 cases from the previous video is Rob Perry. Congrats, Rob. I'll be DMing you on Instagram and asking you for your address. Thank you for everyone that entered the Mini 2 giveaway, but congrats, Rob. I'll be sending you your Mini 2 case and the battery case pretty soon. Okay, moving on to my next accessory for the Pocket 2, and it's something I get for all of my DJI cameras, and that is DJI Care. I like getting DJI Care for my cameras because the gimbal is honestly pretty fragile, and dropping this once or a few times would probably break the gimbal. It's an expensive camera, but it's not expensive enough for me to justify a claim on my homeowner's insurance to pay that deductible and then have my premiums go up over time. So DJI Care is a nice in-between between my homeowner's insurance and just completely buying a new camera. DJI Care does not increase premiums because there's no premiums to raise. You pay for it once, and the DJI Care is $29 to get a new camera, while my insurance deductible is a few hundred. Okay, so my next accessory for the Pocket 2 is a light, or if you can, multiple lights. It's no secret that lighting can make or break your shots, and the Pocket 2's small sensor is pretty light hungry. If you want to keep your ISO as low as possible, a lightweight LED panel can help give more light on your subject and control the lighting a little more, and also give some visual interest to your shots. Ulanzi sent me one of their VL196 lights for a previous video a long time ago, but I kept it around and I liked it so much that I ended up buying another one myself. These are pretty cheap light panels, and they are about $55 a piece when I bought it last time, but they charge with USB-C, they are RGB, and they include diffusion and a grid. The grid pops over the light, and then the diffusion pops over this to give it an even softer look. You can use them on full blast to light up a small area, or just give a little accent light in the background to add a little pop and visual interest to your shots. You'll need to use a separate mount to mount these to your camera, but if you can at all, off-camera lighting really looks great with the Pocket 2 and with any camera. But if you want to use on-camera lighting, you can use the included cold shoe mount that they include with these LED panels and attach this to any cold shoe mount like the PGY Tech handle that I used earlier, and it will get much more light on your shots and get you lower ISO so you can have cleaner shots with that little tiny sensor of the Pocket 2. My next accessories for the Pocket 2 are tripods. The original tripod that comes in the creator kit with the Pocket 2 is okay if you want to pack light, but it's honestly a pretty flimsy tripod. I reached out to Ulanzi and I was going to buy both of these tripods, but they sent me both of these after I reached out to them, and I wanted the UU pod because this is an all metal design, and I've actually been using this with my Ninja 5 that I'm using to monitor myself right now, and I like it because it's an all metal design that's really sturdy, and it has a ball head and a quick release plate on it. One of my biggest gripes about this though is that it's so small that when you have a couple of things on it, it is kind of hard to get these small knobs and turn them. This isn't really a problem just with the UU pod from Ulanzi. This is a problem with all little tabletop tripods, but I do like the fact that this is a all metal heavy duty tripod, and it doesn't budge, and I could probably even put a mirrorless camera on this and it would be fine. It's a really sturdy tripod and it costs about $20. But they also have a $15 version that is like a plastic design. But what originally caught my attention about this tripod was the fact that it is all aluminum and it's heavy duty. I could put a larger camera on this and it would still be able to sustain the weight. I use my Ninja 5 in a heavy camera rig with an SSD and a big NPF battery in it, and it supports the weight totally fine. So I'm very confident when I use a little camera on this beefy tripod. This thing is definitely not going anywhere, especially if it's a little bit windy outside and you're doing a long motion lapse. So the next tripod I asked for was the Octopod. This tripod caught my attention because it has a 1/4-20 mount on the side, but it can also open up and ratchet to have a cold shoe on the top and put your phone in the middle. And it also has a tripod mount on the top if you want to use it as a normal tripod. This is a very familiar design if you're familiar with the Joby tripods. This is not as heavy duty as the smaller UU pod, but it does offer multiple rigging options, which I thought was pretty interesting. And it's nice that it has a ball head, so if you position your camera on it but need to move it, you can loosen the ball head, move it around, and then tighten it down. Again, this is very similar to a Gorilla Pod, but for a little tiny Pocket 2 camera, this can sustain the weight and a couple accessories no problem. On their website though, they say that you can put a DSLR camera on this tripod, and I would not recommend using this for a DSLR. This is great for a phone, action camera, or the Pocket 2, but it is not strong enough to hold a DSLR for an extended period of time. But at 20 bucks, it's a good bang for your buck tripod, and it has multiple rigging options and a tripod or a ball head mount that can unscrew, and you can use this ball head with other tripods or 1/4-20 screws. So that is a pretty interesting tripod for 20 bucks. Just don't put your DSLR or mirrorless cameras on it because it will sway over time. Another accessory I get from my Pocket cameras are additional power banks and power cables. The awesome part of the Pocket 2 is that you can power it using a USB bank, and it will power over USB-C, and you can power it indefinitely. If you're close to a wall outlet, then you can just plug it into the wall and that's totally fine. But if you're out in the field somewhere and you find a great motion lapse, chances are you're not going to be by a wall outlet. So I have used this power bank with my Pocket 1 a ton of times when I was traveling. I haven't been able to travel much just due to the times with my Pocket 2, but a power bank with my Pocket cameras has been really helpful in getting some pretty cool motion lapses or just extended batteries when I'm shooting a long video. These are my best accessories for the Pocket 2. Comment down below and let me know which accessory is your favorite, or if you have accessories that I need to know about that I haven't included in this video. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and comment down below to be entered to win those Scotty Makes Stuffs cases. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. If you didn't enjoy this video, share it with someone you don't like. Thanks for sticking around to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.